Hey guys, how are we doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is a Forex update, and also we're going to look at some other markets too. Gold, silver, commodities, and some individual companies. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we will go straight over to those charts. So yeah, Euro US dollar first. Topped very nicely on a 4-hour 9, as you can see. Also topped quite nicely on a 4-hour 9 there. Also topped almost on a 4-hour 9 here. Got slightly front run by the 8. And then also topped on the 4-hour 9 there. Also bottomed on the 4-hour 9 there. And we had a bit of a sell-off on the 4-hour 9 there. So 4-hour 9s have been working out pretty nicely for the Euro US dollar. And as you can see, yeah, we will be coming up on another one in a couple of candles time. So we will go over to the daily though first, because obviously we start on the daily. I just had 4-hour time, 4-hour candles up. At the daily, as you can see, nothing really too bad here. We are still at the moment currently playing in this ascending triangle. Had obviously a bit of a bearish wick to the top side. So I mean, if you guys do any of the most basic but very useful candlestick analysis, you will know obviously when you get a bearish candle like that and you take out the low of that candle, then you'll often get continuation to the downside, which is clearly what we got. So yeah, and at the moment we are being supported by the daily 21, which is another aspect of trading that we like to look at here. And then obviously this trend line as well is looking at the moment pretty efficacious, to use a fancy word that gets used a lot by people doing technical analysis. So yeah, you can see at the moment that's what we've got going on. Obviously it's a pretty sharp move down, so I mean, would I expect it to reverse straight back up? Not necessarily, but could it? It could do, yeah. But what is more likely? Sideways drift back upwards. When you get large range moves or candles like this, often the midpoint is a target. So you could either look at the midpoint of this candle, or you could look at the midpoint of this range of the move that we've had. Obviously they are going to be pretty different in obviously the number, but yeah. So realistically, I'm expecting a bounce around this level. Yeah, we'll see what happens. If not, if we drop out of here, if we lose this trend line, we've obviously got this horizontal here, and then I would expect us to, well, if we lose it, come down to here basically. Is that would be our first target. 12-hour. Let's see what the TD is saying. Yeah, nothing really to read on the 12-hour, and then the 4-hour we did have a look at. Previously. So cable, what is cable doing? Let's go over to the daily first. So cable again, bearish candle. I know we don't use these too much, but this is the aggressive and the combo 13, which are basically the end of counts, to give us the the aggressive 13 sell and the combo 13 sell, and obviously they are here. I'm obviously pointing them out because they're on there, but they're not. I don't use those too much. Well, I don't use those at all, but I'm always aware of them when they come up, because when you start getting them coincided with TD9s as well, it's just extra things that telling you could potentially get a sell. But either way, we had the doji candle, so even ignoring TD aside, I mean, if you just get rid of the TD sequential, you can see we basically had a bearish candle, a doji candle. Once we took out the low of that candle, we then got to move down. We've got this horizontal level as a target. Well, we're in the process of the move. Maybe we won't get there, maybe we will, but yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at there. Yeah, like I said, as long as we hold this level here, it's still looking good. It's still looking bullish. This is the level we broke out from initially. Broke above this one. Obviously, that was a bit too much too soon. And yeah, we are just, well, realistically, I think we'll just consolidate sideways here. Daily 21 is always a target. And if we're going to hit it, probably coincide with this horizontal here. So yeah, I mean, I would just be looking for sideways action. I think would be the most likely scenario here. 12-hour. Yeah, you see the 12-hour. Not really much else to see. You got a 12-hour 9 there, didn't really play out. We got a 12-hour 9 here that did play out. So yeah, and 12-hour buy 9 here that did basically play out. Never really traded lower than that candle. But yeah, so we are looking. Yeah, I mean, it's just looking like we are gonna play out a range here. It doesn't look like a reversal. This isn't like a massive pump up and an immediate slam down. It's just it's basically what is going on is, we'll go over to the dollar. What is going on is this. We're just having a bit of retrace of the dollar. I believe we spoke about this last Forex video. I did speak about because we had a 9. Obviously we had a 12-hour 9. But yeah, I mean, you can see we were at basically the support. We had, like, this is obviously the inverse of what we're looking at with those bearish candles. This is the bullish one. Sold down, bought straight back up again, long wick, took out the top of the wick, and then bang, straight back up. Obviously daily 21, clear target. Do I think we're going to break above this daily 21? No. The answer is no, categorically no. But could it happen? Clearly it could. So when I say categorically no, on the balance of probabilities, I categorically think on the balance of probabilities we won't break above this daily 21 on a closing basis. Clearly we can have wicks over, but I mean, even though we're coming at this, we're going with some momentum here. I think they're just trapped in a load of shorts under here basically, and we're just squeezing some shorts. So they're not people that want to buy the dollar. They're people that are trapped in shorts that are having to get out their positions. All the people that have been short think they missed the bottom and getting out. Regardless, I think we'll get pinned by the 21. Moving average posture is clearly bearish. I mean, realistically, I say the 21, this is in the middle of this range. We could still get wicks up to, we still could get up to, well, basically over 93. But I don't think we will be closing candles over there. But, I mean, if we do close candles over basically 93, then that will obviously look clearly bullish for the, at least medium term. But yeah, like I said, that is not my... what I think is going to happen. And you may say I'm biased by my positions, and that's why I think that I want the weaker dollar, but I'm not. My positions are biased by my view of the dollar, not my view of the dollar biased by my positions. My positions are positioned this way because I think the dollar is going to do this. I don't think the dollar is going to do this because my positions are that way, and I'm sure you understand the nuance. The nuance of what I'm saying. That is obviously a hard word for I've heard American YouTubers to say. They don't really understand how to pronounce the nuance. Anyway, so 12-hour 9 here. This was a 12-hour 9 candle. I believe we did look at this, or we were looking at it incoming, and clearly bounced the price. And obviously we're heading up to that daily 21, which we did. Obviously this is the 12-hour 21, not the daily 21. So yeah. Nice bounce off that, and yeah, clearly taken out the top of that candle, continuation, etc. In true, I forgot what that film, I think it's called Split, isn't it, where the guy that goes etc. Yeah, here's a 9 where it didn't play out. Obviously you guys know, like, you play the 9s basically. Once you trade above that 9, then that signals the buy. We didn't trade above it, so no buy, and we continued down. So yeah. But yeah, you can just see the move there. Let's go over to Euro Pound on the daily. As you can see, it is making a beeline for our target. After obviously losing this horizontal. So I mean, we're going to see how we react with this horizontal. If not, clearly the daily 200 is going to be the target. But I mean, I would be extremely surprised if we don't get a bounce at this level, even if that bounce actually occurs now. But clearly within a couple of days we're going to have a daily 9, so maybe we break through this level on like a wick basis and close back above on a daily 9 candle, and then play out a bit of this range. I do struggle to see, just based on previous observed price action in all assets, like for us literally just to keep coming down like that in a straight line. Prices don't move down in a straight line. And yeah, so 12 hour, yeah, 12 hour had a 9, tried to get us up, but just failed again. With next candle didn't get anywhere near trading above or closing above that. 4 hour 9, didn't do a lot either, but we were zooming in, closing in on this level. So I feel like the market wanted to get down there, and probably still does. Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, obviously having a bit of a pullback here. This is obviously related to oil, with the Aussie dollar being a commodity based currency. And yeah, and well, not necessarily just oil, the dollar as well. But yeah, you can see we're sort of in this range here. The third time we've been in this range, we did substantially break above, so I would expect us to get supported here and play out of this range. But clearly, if we do lose it, then it obviously won't be good. And I'm guessing we got a yeah, we got a 9, but not really at the not an actionable 9. It kind of does show us that a break below this level is important. So yeah, I mean, keep an eye on a break of that level. But realistically, I mean, I would kind of guess we're going to stay in this range. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. This is clearly looking a little bit weaker. We'll just extend this horizontal here as a target. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you lose the daily 21. Daily 21 is important. Topped basically on a daily 9. Down after that. And yeah, still coming down. Yeah, we either bounce off this level or we don't. If we don't, we come down to here, the daily 200. Daily 200 is always a magnet for price action. Price always seems to come back to the daily 200 eventually. In much the same way, it'll always seem to come back to the daily 21, albeit quicker and on a more frequent basis. But yeah, yeah, I mean, realistically, my guess would be we are going to take this level out, come down to this level on a daily 9, so within the next 3 days. And yeah, basically test that daily 200. That would be my gut instinct on what I think will happen with this price. Yeah, you can see 12-hour 9 roughly getting the top as well. And yeah, just the same old there. And then 4-hour 9 getting a bit of a move, but not the top. Not getting a nice low there as well. Yeah, no other 9s other than the 4-hour 9 we've got now. So are we going to play some sideways here? Sideways, potentially even back test this level. It is possible, actually. A back test of this level is possible based on this 4-hour 9, but I would expect any sort of a bounce to get sold into here at some point in the move up. US dollar, Japanese yen. Is this one we always talk about? It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything, guys. We aren't doing anything here. There's nothing to see here, really, guys. 4-hour obviously looking a bit more like action, but that's because we zoomed into a 4-hour chart. Not a lot going on there. Pound Japanese yen. A lot of you guys trade pound yen. Maybe it's because I know a lot of people in England, because I am English and live in England. But yeah, a lot of people trade pound yen. And yeah, it's looking very good. Maybe this is why they're buying it. It's yeah, we are basically have been going up since July. So yeah, I mean, the trend is your friend. And yeah, daily 9 incoming at some point, but not yet. I'm guessing we may have something on the 12-hour. Or had something, or yeah, we had a 12-hour 9, didn't really do a lot, came back above, but yeah, price action, yeah, price action looking bullish, looking like we can squeeze more out based on that daily. Yeah, looking like we can squeeze more out based on that daily. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, in a nice channel. Obviously we have come and tagged our level that we've got here that you can see. Let's have a look at this on the daily. Yeah, I mean, you can see the level, we tagged it. I mean, was this basically going to count as our touch of the top, and we're going to trade sideways to down to touch the bottom? Maybe consolidate here and then fully and formally take out this horizontal. That would be my guess on the next well, the next bit of price action here. But yeah, I mean, you can see, I think this channel is going to play out for a bit longer. Euro Japanese yen, on the daily. Yeah, consolidating at highs, not looking bad. This is obviously, yeah, on the daily, consolidating at high in this range. I mean, we look to be trying to establish ourselves in here. We are on the daily 21. If we do lose this daily 21, I mean, clearly this is a target, and this may just be a natural target anyway of just a larger range here. So I'll be watching this level, because we could be, if we do basically close or trade below here, we could potentially see a move further down. Nice 12-hour 9 there. Over to the 4-hour. Nice 4-hour 9 there. Yeah, I mean, it does look like it. It does look like it does look like it wants to come and tag that daily 21. As you can see, the daily 21. What am I talking about? Was I looking at a 12-hour? No, yeah, it's looking like it wants to come and tag this line down here, which it will if it breaks the daily 21. I mean, it struggled to obviously hold this daily 21 this whole time. It's not accelerated away from it. So yeah, it's not looking the most bullish, but it is consolidating a high. I'm not expecting it just to reverse here. Just expecting it to have a bit of a pause in its run. So US dollar, Canadian dollar. I mean, not having as much a bounce as obviously the dollar against other pairs is. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously having a bounce, but yeah, it's weak today. A weak bounce up today basically, but yeah, I mean, realistically, this will probably see a continuation to the downside. This isn't exactly gonna reverse the trend, funnily enough. Reversed on the 12-hour 9, and then the 4-hour. Did we have a 4-hour 9 down here? We will find out in a sec. And what do you know? What do you know? There it is. So your 4-hour 9 and your 12-hour 9 got you a nice entry. We weren't too far away from this level. Obviously, we got front round based on two nines. Aussie dollar, US dollar on the daily. Yeah, this looking like a bit of a sort of swing failure of such. So potentially just coming back test. We are going to come back test this. I just swing this arrow along. I'm guessing this is based off a 4-hour chart, a 4-hour 9, just based on how long I drew that line for. But we'll see in a sec. But yeah, this is looking like it wants to come down and test this. It does look like it wants to come down and test this. It's not going to be. I mean, there is a 12-hour 9, but I still think there's going to be a 4-hour 9 when I look on the next candle. But yeah, nice 12-hour 9. Once we broke below that, yeah, more downside. And was I right? Yeah, basically there was a 4-hour 9 here. And obviously this arrow was over here and the line was like that, so we're looking for, if we lost that, to come back down. Eventually we did lose it, but we did play some more sideways first. New Zealand dollar, US dollar on the daily. I mean, obviously today is a pretty indecision candle. Trade a bit low and it's going to look very doji bearish like. So yeah, I mean, we could be just coming back for a retest of this line, of this breakout point. Retests are just happen quite often. 12-hour 9 there. Didn't really do too much though. Indecision on the 9, but then traded upwards. But yeah, trading sideways now. Yeah, maybe we are gonna come down just for a back test. That would make sense. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm yawning now. So US dollar Swiss franc looking to make a move here, guys. Looking to make a move from this downward sloping trend line. So if it can get, I mean, it's regained the daily 21 also. So this is what a potential forming a bottom looks like, as opposed to some of the other things we've looked at. On the daily, we've broken this trend line and we have basically retaken the daily 21. So if we can basically trade sideways, hold this daily 21 and make some progress to this level and break that level, this could be looking good for a turnaround. Yeah, not a lot to read off the 12-hour, and not much to read off the 4-hour. Other than we've got a 4-hour 9 coming in, so I mean, yeah, potentially trade some sideways for a bit. I'm guessing these are well, yeah, not what I would have guessed. I would have guessed these dollar would have been weakening, but obviously the Brazilian real is weakening, basically weakening quicker. Obviously, sorry, the dollar's strengthening anyway, but yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's looking weak. Let's go to the daily first. We get a bit of perspective. Obviously, we've got these horizontals which we're losing. I mean, the daily 200 is a million miles away from price, so we have got a long way to fall if we so choose. But we could get picked up by any of these levels. But yeah, I mean, I would expect us to get picked up by some of these levels. I'm not necessarily make it to the daily 200 down here. Maybe meet it somewhere around here. But yeah, I mean, overall, we've got to pretty much be bullish of this. Mexican peso on the other hand, sorry, let me just look at this. Mexican peso on the other hand, this is not looking as good though. This looks like it does want to come down, as I have been saying for a while. Daily 200 though is clearly going to support the price, and it is going to coincide with this horizontal, so that is a clear as day target. I don't think any sellers are really going to want to take profit until we hit there. Therefore, there will be no buying, i.e. sellers closing their positions until we hit here. So I think we would realistically hit there. US dollar, Turkish lira, I mean, this is just going to the moon, isn't it? This is just going to the moon, as you can see. Yeah, I mean, we obviously got a bit of sideways to down off that daily 9 just there. But yeah, I mean, it's looking very ascending-y, triangle-y. I'll just whack it on. Just straighten this line out a bit, and there you have it. There you have it, guys. This is just like an absolute textbook picture perfect bull flag. Right, so let's have a look at some gold and silver miners. Somebody wanted to look at Mag Silver, one of my favorite silver miners. How is Mag Silver doing? Obviously, we have this target that we drew the line up to. We nearly got there, not quite got there. Obviously, had a bit of consolidation now. I mean, again, it seems to be popping up quite a bit recently. Descending, broadening wedge. We know the statistics that they are on here. The statistics are on ideas here. If we go down to here we go. Average move up 38%, statistical chance of breaking up 79%, and that is basically what we have here. So average move up 38%. Okay. So if we say we broke out around here, 38% puts us at yeah, it just puts us about, let's just call it $24. So we'll just draw in a line here. If we break above here, $24 is the target. So we'll have a new target. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, realistically it's looking good. We've obviously got rejected recently here, which is how we formulated this line. This line obviously wasn't there before, so I can't say we got perfectly rejected at the line because that made the line. But yeah, so I mean, you could target a move down to the bottom, but I don't feel like that would happen. I feel like we'll get caught by the daily 21, but I don't necessarily trade my feelings, or don't trade them anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think this will get picked up, have another go, and then break up in much the same way that Bitcoin basically did. As you can see, sort of traded sideways a bit, then obviously kind of broke up. Let's go over to Mag Silver again. Let's go over to the gold silver ratio. Can we just get under 70, please? I mean, this looks as bearish. This looks bearish, more bearish than the dollar index. Put it that way, and that the dollar index takes some beating for being bearish. Gold obviously getting whacked today because of that dollar, but on the daily time frame you can see of no real significance. We can draw a pennant here. We've got a pennant. This is basically a bull pennant. Obviously gold is an absolutely massive buy, and obviously certain people are probably doing everything to convince you not to buy it and that it isn't a buy, and just whatever, just trash talking our precious rock. And yeah, so at the end of the day, it's got a value, it's got scarcity. People do value all over the world. It is a currency. It is the original currency of a lot of the world. Obviously we've had other ones, and I mean, in this day and age, where is this going other than up? It is going up, guys. This is going up. So just we'll do this. We'll get back above 2,000. I believe we had the same hoo-ha with this. To be honest, when I was buying around above here, and it was like, where was I buying? Yeah, trying to buy this breakout here, and I did actually have some losing trades, because I was long into this move, and then bought more towards here, obviously anticipating the breakout, and then yeah, just lost some money here, but it didn't matter because I did make it back up when eventually we started going up. But yeah, I mean, this is obviously extremely bullish. Silver obviously not looking as bullish. Where is it? Why isn't it on here? We'll just look at we won't look at that. We will here we go. Here's the silver. Sorry, yeah, I mean, it is looking bullish, but I mean, if you can see, look, the actual move, this is it's not obviously as bullish as the, I mean, its velocity is obviously great, but it's not like a full sustain like bull market. I mean, basically, if you look at this move down here in March, where it is in context to the price action, we weren't above this level here in 2016, and then we took that and then accelerated to the upside. If we do compare this to gold, that same part in the gold, like in the gold move, was here. Look, so we had already broken way above these 2016 levels gold had, and that's obviously reflected in the gold silver ratio that was about 125 then. So yeah, and obviously it is now about half of that. So it is an interesting thing. I've got something interesting to tell you guys, like a pure unique thought I was having. Not influenced by anyone or anything, but it was about the stock markets anyway, because people keep saying, obviously stock markets aren't reflecting the economy, they aren't reflecting the economy, etc, etc. But this is basically it got me thinking, and basically it is reflecting the underlying. It's not reflecting. It's not a barometer of the underlying economy. But the stock market is obviously big listed companies, and if you think about it, smaller companies that aren't doing as well at the moment, that are literally getting hit, not getting whatever loans they need, and not being able to cope, not getting as access to cheap funds as the bigger companies, not getting the support as big companies. So what happens is, these bigger companies tend to be on the stock market. They're listed companies. They are on the stock market. These smaller companies, they aren't listed companies, so they are off the stock market. So yes, the pie might be shrinking of the overall economy. Yes, that is true. So the stock market's going up isn't representative of the overall pie, but the stock market isn't representative of the overall pie. The stock market is representative of the overall pie that is in publicly listed companies, the bigger companies, not the smaller companies. So if the pie is getting smaller, which it clearly is, and a lot of the smaller companies that are included in the sort of the stock market element of the pie are losing their business, and those things are probably still being bought, things not as much as being bought because the economy is shrinking, but the things that are being bought are then being bought from the bigger companies, etc., like services or products or whatever. So those bigger companies are basically sucking the life out of the smaller mum and pop companies, I believe they call them. Basically smaller businesses, SMEs, small to medium size enterprises, companies that are privately owned, basically. They're owned by the directors, etc., the people that run it, the people that set them up, and all that business, all that economic benefit is just going to the bigger companies that are in the stock markets. So yeah, the stock market isn't a barometer for the overall economy. Yes, the overall economy is shrinking, but as it is shrinking, it's not shrinking in proportion for the SMEs and like the bigger public listed companies. So therefore stock markets go up because they're getting a bigger share of what is still left, as all the other smaller companies that you could argue are maybe run less efficiently just due to the nature of how they are. Or you would also I think correctly argue that they're just not getting the same help and assistance, because I mean it's harder for governments to help and assist them because there's just so many of them, and they obviously have to deal with them on an individual basis, which they can't do as easily they can with just like a few big companies. So yeah, obviously conspiracy theorists will tell you that they're literally just trying to squeeze out these companies, and yeah, they may be doing that. I'd call them conspiracy theorists. I mean, I'm probably a conspiracy theorist also, but yeah, I mean maybe they are doing that, but either way the net result is that is what's happening. So yeah, so the stock markets will go up, the economy is going down, yes, but a lot of the economic activity is getting captured by companies in the stock market at the expense of companies out the stock market. So there you have it. Right, Tesla. Let's have a look at Tesla. The new Tesla. Obviously off to the moon. My friend has made obviously he made a lot. I think he said he had like 200 grand in it. He's now got like 300 grand. He's obviously inefficiently managed the position, had all the positions around it, but hey, we all inefficiently manage positions and accounts. I inefficiently manage positions and accounts. All that really matters is you make money. You cannot expect to perfectly manage an account. It's like if you're a Premier League football team, you don't have to win every single game and never concede a goal to win the league. You've just got to win overall, basically. So you don't have to act perfectly. Neo, come on, Neo. I need Neo at 20. Oh, has it been to 20? It has been to 20, so I can message that guy, if I can even remember what his name is, on my Facebook and say, oh look, there is Neo at 20. And I even drew the lines. Look, I drew the line basically practically to it and said, look, yeah, here we go. So yeah, Neo at 20. Excellent. Nikola obviously not performing as well because it is basically a scammy reverse merger. like all the scammy Chinese reverse merger companies do, if you ever watch the China Hustle. So yes, be aware of that. If they didn't do a scammy reverse merger, then they would have gone the lifestyle way of WeWorks, who tried to do a proper listing and then obviously failed. Yeah, and as you can see, Teledoc is improving because this is a good company. Boyd Gaming, just ridiculous. You're just ridiculous. Like, casinos aren't even opening. And yeah, what is going on? What is going on with some of these companies? Let's have a look at Apple. Apple are probably having a bit of a pullback today. I mean, this is just ridiculous. But hey, yeah, this is obviously the US government is buying Apple's bonds, so that's clearly going to help the price. Facebook, yeah, Facebook doing well on a weekly 9 here though. But if we trade above it, we can basically ignore that weekly 9. And the daily 9 also. I mean, this is clearly sideways to down off a daily 9. This is what I'm sort of talking about. It's happening on Bitcoin, but on a weekly and a bi-weekly basis. Yeah, Tilray. Let's have a quick look at Tilray. This is definitely frustrating some crypto people. Crypto people like weed stocks, and this is clearly not participating in the all-time highs, such as the Nasdaq. If we go to a weekly, you can see how many hundreds of thousands of miles it is away from its all-time high. Eventually, I'm sure it will break up. We have got a very nice trend line in here. Like, oh my god, imagine trading. Imagine just short selling this. These professional short sellers, I've seen how they have the charts, and it does make me laugh. They basically have them inverted. So obviously, we look at this going down and going, oh no, and they have it inverted. So when it goes up, obviously they're making money, and they have it like basically 1 minus. I think I can just do 1 minus, can't I? I'm sure I can, if this can just let me. Right, 1 minus TLRY. Will that do it? Yeah, there we go. And that's what they do. If you are a professional short seller, this is how you do your charts, and you're like winning, buy the breakouts, yes, buy the breakouts, yes. And look how easy it is to trade. Look how easy. You have the 9, the weekly 9. Obviously, you get down off a weekly 9. Once you take out the, so obviously you basically sell once you break below that weekly 9. That's clearly what happened. Tested the weekly 21, and then once you take out that high again, you buy again, and off to the races. And this. This is how weekly, yeah, and clearly there's nothing that's gonna. I mean, if I show you this chart, do you want to sell it or do you want to buy it? What do you want to do? If you are a crypto guy and you take away the 1 minus, you want to buy it. If you are a sane, rational, I say a crypto guy, I mean just the crypto guys that are into weed stocks, yeah, do you know what I mean? I mean, if you're into weed stocks full stop, and you just look at this chart, you want to sell it and take rid of the take away the 1 minus. But hey, there we go. So let's have a look at wheat. How's wheat doing? Not been performing as well as I wanted it to, but I was clearly buying into a very depressed, very long-term downtrend. I mean, this again, if I just put 1 minus, I can basically laugh at myself and say, what would I want to do? But yeah, again, I'm coming from an inflation angle anyway. I'm not coming from any sort of fundamentals to do with weed stocks or anything like that. It's just an inflation play, and this particular inflation play is not working out. McDonald's on the daily, as you can see, is not doing quite as well. I mean, if anything, I would expect it to come down and test this line here. Yeah, that's what I'd expect. Obviously, tested it. I mean, we had it. If we broke above, we were going to go up. We didn't break it. We tested it again, and we did break it, and then we went up. Obviously, it's been a long time since I've analysed this, but the line I drew, it's there. If we broke above it at that point, I was expecting upside. We didn't. We rejected again, broke above it, and then we did get the upside. Uber, I actually got an Uber today. Not that is of any consequence whatsoever at all. But yeah, Uber looking like it's wanting to sort itself out, but it has a slight problem of a daily 9, which in reality you would probably expect to send price down. Weekly doesn't want to load. I mean, yeah, if we look at it on a weekly, nice weekly 9 there. Nice weekly 9, yeah. So yeah, I mean, is this forming an inverted head and shoulders? Quite possibly. Shall we draw it in just for bants? Yes, we shall. And when we come back and look at this at some other point in the future, we can be like, oh, look, it played out. Well, if it did play out, that is. But to be honest, I would suspect it will. So anyway, so there we go, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. And I will speak to you guys later on today. Oh, just to remind you guys, Binance have not sorted out their new Elron gold token, which is why I have not been doing the Binance videos. But as soon as we do, we'll catch up on the accounts. We'll obviously put it at the right day. It'll be like day whatever it is, 50 something probably. I don't know when Binance are going to have it with a price. So yeah, that's where the Binance updates are. So thanks for listening, guys, and I'll speak to you later.